This Sunday is the solemnity of the Most Holy Trinity in Year B. The Easter season has finished and we have returned to ordinary time. But this Sunday, the priest will be wearing white, not green. This Sunday might be an ordinary time, but it's no ordinary Sunday. A solemnity is a feast day of the highest importance. The word solemnity comes from the Latin word solemnitas, meaning formal or dignified. And this Sunday we celebrate the Christian doctrine of the Trinity, one God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The first reading this Sunday is from the book of Deuteronomy. We spoke about the interesting book of Deuteronomy and the books of Moses on the fourth Sunday of Ordinary Time this year. The first reading is about God, as traditionally understood by the Jewish people. And the first reading emphasizes that there is only one God. The second reading this week is about the nature of the Holy Spirit. The second reading is from St. Paul's letter to the Romans. We spoke about St. Paul on the fifth Sunday of Easter this year. Paul is traditionally believed to have written over half of the books of the New Testament, and the letter to the Romans is one of 7 books that scholars are confident he personally wrote. The letter to the Romans was written to an early church community at Rome that Paul had not yet visited, a letter to introduce himself. This is Paul's longest letter and is considered to be his masterpiece. In itself, this letter is a fairly comprehensive summary of the message of Jesus. In the time of Jesus, children had rights not dissimilar to slaves, except for one thing. Children could expect to grow up and inherit the rights of their parents. In his letter this Sunday, we hear St. Paul explain that the relationship with God of those filled with the Holy Spirit is not similar to that of a slave with a master, but parallel to the rights of a child. To emphasize this, St. Paul uses the Aramaic word Abba to refer to God. The word means father, but in a more personal sense, more like the word dad, used in a respectful tone. The Gospel reading this week is from Matthew. On the one hand, the Gospel is about the role and importance of Jesus, the third equal person of the Trinity. We hear that all authority on heaven and earth has been given to Jesus. But then, on the other hand, this Gospel reading is about the importance of the Trinity. We hear Jesus say, after the resurrection to then only 11 disciples, "Go, make disciples of all the nations." And Jesus tells them how. He says, "Baptize them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit." This is an incredibly important Gospel reading, the only Gospel reading in which we hear that phrase that we now use so often to describe the Trinity.